Imagine a semiconductor complex designed to eventually span 100 million square feet. From the air, it would look less like a factory and more like an industrial city. Massive production buildings, electrical substations, water treatment plants, utility corridors, mechanical systems, roads, warehouses, and clean manufacturing spaces extending across the Texas landscape. Yet almost everything inside would exist for one purpose: to manufacture structures measured in billionths of a meter. That contradiction defines the entire project. The larger this factory becomes, the more precisely engineers have to control what happens inside it. Particles far too small to see can become yield-killing defects. Vibrations too small for a person to notice can matter to precision manufacturing equipment. Water has to reach extraordinary levels of purity. Temperature, humidity, air pressure, gases, chemicals, and electrical power all have to remain tightly controlled. This is Terafab, the semiconductor manufacturing complex Tesla and SpaceX are planning in Grimes County, Texas. The latest announced vision describes a roughly 100 million square foot complex, with an initial investment of about $16.8 billion. The program is intended to bring logic, memory, packaging, testing, and even lithography mask production into a highly integrated manufacturing system. But the final 100 million square foot complex does not exist today. Its exact internal architecture has not been publicly disclosed. So the real engineering question is not what the finished Terafab looks like. It is what would physically be required to build a semiconductor manufacturing system at this scale. And that story begins with the ground. Before a single advanced chip can be manufactured, engineers need a site capable of supporting something much closer to an industrial district than a conventional factory. A semiconductor campus requires far more than production buildings. It needs roads capable of carrying construction equipment and extremely valuable manufacturing tools. It needs space for electrical infrastructure, water treatment, cooling systems, gas and chemical handling, waste treatment, warehouses, maintenance facilities, emergency access, and room for future expansion without constantly disrupting whatever is already operating. At the scale proposed for Terafab, the site plan itself becomes part of the manufacturing strategy. Production buildings have to be positioned around utilities. Utility plants have to remain close enough to serve the fab efficiently. Heavy construction and logistics routes should avoid creating unnecessary disturbance near sensitive manufacturing areas. Drainage still has to work across the site, and future phases have to connect to the campus, while earlier phases may already be operating. The first construction work would look familiar. Survey crews establish control points. Earth-moving equipment clears and grades the site. Excavators cut higher ground. Haul trucks move material. Dozers spread engineered fill across lower areas. Water trucks condition the soil. Rollers compact it layer by layer. Graders bring the formation to final elevation. But beneath an advanced semiconductor fab, ordinary earthwork eventually gives way to a much more demanding structural problem. Because a fab foundation does more than hold up a building, it helps create a stable platform for some of the most precise machines ever installed inside one. Imagine a heavy truck moving outside. A person inside the building might feel nothing, but a vibration too small for that person to notice can still matter to equipment working at extraordinarily small positioning tolerances. Lithography systems, metrology tools, and other precision equipment have to operate in environments where unwanted movement is tightly controlled. Engineers therefore have to think about structural stiffness, vibration paths, equipment foundations, and isolation long before the first process tool arrives. Not every part of the building needs the same level of control. A warehouse and a lithography area have completely different requirements. Sensitive manufacturing zones can demand much more careful structural design than ordinary support spaces. The exact Terafab foundation system has not been publicly revealed, but the principle is well established in advanced semiconductor construction. The building itself becomes part of the manufacturing equipment. Once the foundations are ready, the factory begins to rise. Columns, beams, long structural bays, floor systems, exterior walls, roof structures, mechanical spaces. From outside, the project may begin to look almost complete. That impression would be misleading, because enclosing the building is only the beginning. A leading-edge semiconductor fab is not simply one enormous room filled with machines. It is a stack of tightly connected technical environments. At the center is the clean room, where wafers move between manufacturing tools. Below that floor can be a dense subfab containing pumps, electrical equipment, valve boxes, exhaust systems, and utility connections. Above the clean room are air handling, filtration, and mechanical systems.
Keep it steady.
Below and
Guide it
around
in.
all of it are structural
Watch the cable.
systems and utility
Almost
networks
there.
feeding
Clear
the
the area
manufacturing
below.
process. What looks like one factory from the outside can function more like several factories stacked vertically, and the clean room is only the most visible layer. Outside air contains dust, fibers, aerosols, and microscopic particles. Inside, advanced semiconductor manufacturing, uncontrolled contamination can reduce yield. So the air entering the manufacturing environment has to be filtered and continuously
Particulate level
managed.
Stable.
Large mechanical
Monitoring
systems
pressure.
condition
Looks good.
temperature and humidity.
Check the flow rate on
High-efficiency
unit 4.
filtration removes particles. Airflow is controlled through the clean manufacturing space. Pressure relationships can help keep less clean air from entering more sensitive zones. The result can look surprisingly calm. Technicians work in specialized clean room garments. Process tools sit in organized rows. The manufacturing floor may appear quiet compared with a conventional factory, but above it, enormous mechanical systems are continuously working just to maintain that invisible environment. Then look beneath the floor. Follow one semiconductor tool downward, and the clean room becomes only the surface of a much larger machine. Electrical feeds, vacuum connections, cooling lines, process gases, chemical distribution, exhaust, monitoring systems, safety systems, pumps, valve boxes, all supporting equipment above. This hidden subfab is one of the most important parts of semiconductor manufacturing. A process tool may appear self-contained from the clean room. It is not. It depends on infrastructure distributed throughout the building, and that infrastructure has to operate safely, consistently, and continuously. The problem changes again when water enters the process. A leading-edge semiconductor fab can require a dedicated water treatment system that behaves almost like another industrial plant. Ordinary incoming water contains dissolved minerals, particles, gases, organic material, and trace contaminants. For normal use, most of that is irrelevant. Near an advanced wafer surface, it can become a manufacturing problem. A fab-scale treatment train can therefore use multiple purification and polishing stages before water enters a tightly controlled ultra-pure distribution loop. From there, ultra-pure water can be delivered to manufacturing tools for critical cleaning and rinsing operations. Producing pure water is only part of the challenge. The system also has to keep it pure. Pipes, fittings, valves, and storage components cannot simply reintroduce contamination after treatment. That makes the water system part of the manufacturing process itself. The same is true for power. Advanced fabs depend on enormous numbers of electrically driven systems, process tools, vacuum pumps, air handlers, chillers, water treatment equipment, metrology systems, automation, control networks, lighting, safety infrastructure. A large semiconductor campus therefore needs substantial electrical infrastructure before the first useful wafer ever leaves the factory. Power enters through substations and distribution equipment. Voltage is transformed and routed throughout the site. Critical systems require carefully engineered reliability strategies because uncontrolled interruptions can affect expensive processes already underway. But electricity is only one utility. Semiconductor manufacturing also depends on cooling water, vacuum, process gases, chemicals, exhaust, and waste treatment systems. Some manufacturing steps require tightly controlled specialty gases. Others use aggressive chemicals. Many generate byproducts that have to be captured and treated. So the fab needs gas distribution, chemical delivery, leak detection, exhaust and abatement systems operating alongside the manufacturing tools. Each tool becomes one node inside a much larger support network. Only then does the next construction problem begin: installing the machines. A finished clean room is still an empty shell until the process equipment arrives. Semiconductor manufacturing tools can be enormous, extremely expensive, and highly sensitive. Their delivery routes have to be planned before they ever reach the building. Floors have to support their loads. Doors and access openings have to accommodate them. Temporary lifting and positioning systems may be needed. The tools are moved into place carefully, aligned, connected to utilities, and prepared for qualification. And installation is still not the end. Vacuum performance has to be verified. Gas and chemical delivery has to be tested. Temperature has to stabilize. Motion systems have to be calibrated. Sensors have to be checked. Software has to communicate with factory automation. Process conditions have to become repeatable. A clean room full of equipment is not automatically a functioning fab. It becomes a fab only when thousands of individual systems behave as one manufacturing system. Only after the building, air, water, power, and tools are stable can the first wafer enter production. Start with a polished silicon wafer. It looks almost featureless. What follows is not one printing operation. A chip is built layer by layer through repeated cycles. Material is added. A microscopic pattern is defined. Selected material is removed or modified. The wafer is cleaned. Measurements check whether the result matches the intended geometry. Then the cycle begins again. Add, pattern, remove, measure, repeat. Dozens of interconnected process stages gradually create structures that no human eye could resolve directly. And every new layer has to line up with what already exists beneath it. As feature dimensions shrink, small errors become increasingly important. Tesla's current Terafab recruiting points toward development of 2-nanometer class logic and memory processes, including advanced transistor architectures. That does not mean Terafab is already mass-producing 2-nanometer chips. It describes the level of manufacturing the program is targeting. And at those dimensions, the rest of the factory suddenly makes sense. Why control vibration? Because patterning and positioning systems have to operate with extraordinary precision. Why control particles? Because contamination that appears insignificant to us can be large relative to the structures being manufactured. Why produce ultra-pure water? Because wafer surfaces cannot repeatedly be cleaned with water that leaves unwanted contamination behind. Why control temperature and humidity so carefully? Because precision tools and manufacturing materials respond to tiny environmental changes. The giant building exists because the microscopic process demands it. But the chip is still not finished when wafer fabrication ends. The wafer has to be inspected. Electrical testing identifies which dies perform correctly. Individual dies can then be separated. Those dies have to be packaged so they can communicate with the outside world, remove heat, and survive handling. Advanced packaging can combine logic, memory, and other components into increasingly complex systems. Then, the finished package has to be inspected and tested again. This is one reason the Terafab concept is unusually ambitious. The stated program reaches beyond wafer fabrication alone. Tesla has described plans involving logic, memory, packaging, testing, and lithography mask production within a vertically integrated semiconductor program. Bringing more of those stages into one manufacturing system could reduce some of the physical separation that normally exists across the semiconductor supply chain. But integration also multiplies the engineering challenge. More processes mean more equipment, more utility connections, more contamination control zones, more logistics, more maintenance, more qualification, and more systems that have to operate together. That raises the final question. Why bring so much of the semiconductor chain under one roof? The answer is scale. Tesla is targeting edge inference processors for applications including autonomy and robotics. Its semiconductor plans also point toward high-bandwidth memory. SpaceX has described ambitions for advanced computing in orbit, creating another potential source of future chip demand. As AI systems expand, the amount of computing hardware required can expand with them. At sufficient scale, semiconductor supply becomes more than a purchasing problem. It becomes a strategic manufacturing problem. Terafab is an attempt to control more of that chain, not by producing one particular chip forever, but by creating the manufacturing infrastructure needed to develop and produce future generations of advanced computing hardware at very large scale. Whether the complete 100 million square foot vision is ultimately built exactly as announced remains a future question. The final architecture is still developing. The exact cleanroom area is not public. The precise internal layout has not been disclosed. Many of the capabilities described today are targets rather than operating production lines. And that distinction matters. Because the most remarkable thing about Terafab is not simply the announced size of the complex, it is the precision a complex like this would have to maintain. A construction project measured in millions of square feet has to create manufacturing environments where microscopic contamination matters. Massive electrical networks have to support equipment capable of extraordinary positioning precision. Industrial water treatment systems have to produce water clean enough for repeated contact with semiconductor wafers. Huge ventilation systems have to control particles that the people working inside may never see. And thousands of individual machines, pumps, valves, pipes, sensors, and control systems have to behave like parts of one coordinated manufacturing process. Building a semiconductor complex designed to eventually span 100 million square feet is one challenge. Making everything inside it stable enough to manufacture structures measured in billionths of a meter is another. That is what makes Terafab more than a giant factory. If the full vision is realized, it would be one enormous precision machine built across Texas.